have another Amazon product favorite video for you. This is actually part 2. I have already shared part 1, so if you haven't seen that already, make sure to check it out. I will link it down below as well as in the cards here. Amazon is one of my favorite places to find affordable organizing finds, a wide variety of different things, and the best part is that it gets shipped to your house usually pretty quickly. So with that, let's jump into part 2 of my favorite Amazon organizing products. Of course, I love basic drawer organizers. These ones from Amazon are great because they are affordable, but also they are modular, meaning they come in separate pieces, so you can arrange them exactly how you want within your drawers, and you're more likely to get a better fit. The other thing that's really nice about these is if you've used drawer organizers before and you've noticed them slipping all around your drawers, these come with feet that you can attach to them that are anti-slip, so they are less likely to slip in your drawers. I use these all over my house, but they're great in offices, bathrooms, kitchens, anywhere you have a drawer that you want to get organized and you don't want to spend too much money. The other nice thing is if you buy multiple packs of these, you can use them all over your house and you can mix and match. And if you have leftovers from one organizing project, you can flow it over to the next. It's a little bit dark behind me, but I'm hoping you can see the cable organizer that I have here under my office desk. I've shared this in my full office organizing video, which I will link if you're interested in watching that. But these are great for all over the house, but especially where you have exposed areas that you really need to tidy up your cords. They come in a few different sizes. I got this one in a 2-pack and I can fit a power strip in there. So there are lots of cords all in there contained. Of course, there's still gonna be a few cords that come out of it, but you would never know how many cords are in there and what a huge mess of cords it's actually hiding. If you know me, you know that I love labels and I love bin clips. They are clips that fit onto lots of different organizing baskets and bins that I have around the house. I put labels on them. I have them in black and white, and they come in lots of different colors, and those are some of my favorite organizing tools. Those I do get from the Container Store, but I've been trying to find a solution to label items that don't necessarily fit a large bin clip, and especially when things are on drawer organizers or little vertical shelves. And I have found it with these clips. I just took this one off the top here because I have my paper filing system here where I have my action items, my short-term items, to file items, and my reference items. And there was no other good way for me to label them other than these handy tools that you can find on Amazon. They come in black and in white. The other great thing, like I mentioned, is you can turn them the other way and clip them onto drawer organizers. So if you look down bird's eye view at your drawer organizer and slip them right onto each organizer, you can label things that way, find what you're looking for, and know exactly where to put things away. Or maybe your family members will know where to find things or where to put things away with these little handy tools, and I had never seen these before, so I was really happy with this purchase. I have 2 more products to share in the pantry here. I have number 1, the very, very large Lazy Susan. This holds all of my oil and vinegar bottles, as well as I have another large one up here that has protein powders and coconut oils and all of those things. And having a really large Lazy Susan in the corner of my pantry really helps to take advantage of space. I also decided to put one in my refrigerator. That has helped take advantage of a really deep refrigerator. Great other spots for extremely large Lazy Susans like this one would be in your laundry room, maybe even in your garage. I've helped my parents organize their garage with a very large Lazy Susan for some cleaning supplies. So get creative with it, but it really does help take advantage of a lot of that space and access really deep areas that you might not otherwise be able to easily access. On this large Lazy Susan, I did get new oil and vinegar bottles. These come with the labels, which is very, very helpful. They come with so many labels. I'm telling you, whatever you could possibly be wanting to label, you will most likely find a label that's going to work. And they also send you some blank labels as well. They stay on really nicely. They're great. Even if you spill a little bit of oil or vinegar or whatever you might have in your bottles, they don't rub off or anything like that. You can wipe them off with water, so they're pretty much waterproof, and they come in 2 different sizes. I got both sizes because I store different amounts of things and don't want to be replacing something like extra virgin olive oil all the time, whereas maybe red wine vinegar I'm not using as often and can do with a smaller bottle. They also sell them. I chose silver. They have gold, so I'll do my best to link both sizes, colors. And I also want to mention that some of the labels that they have, which I'm thinking about getting a couple for myself, is they have some labels that include for coffee syrups and all of that, which is included in these oil and vinegar bottles that you purchase. So you don't have to buy a separate set for coffee syrups or other things like that. They just come with so many labels in there, and these are really high quality. I haven't had issues with leaking or anything like that, which I have had with the previous type of bottles that I was using. And I just love how these look and think the labels are really nice, and the bottles themselves are really nice. Like that the tops do have a little bit of a closure here. So if you are worried about any bugs flying in or anything like that, there is a closure, and then when you pour it out, it automatically opens. These things are wonderful. I've recently taken the time to really organize all of my son's crafts and found the best solution for crayons and markers, other miscellaneous craft items, and even if you're not using these for kids' craft items, these little caddies are so handy. They come with one side that's really nice and big. So you can see this one side has a bunch of crayons, and then the other side has 3 smaller divided areas. I have other types of crayons in here, but I've also used it for some little pom-poms that I have 3 divided sections on one side and then one large section on the other. You could, again, use these for adult crafts. You could use it for medicine in a medicine cabinet. The organizing possibilities seem pretty much limitless. They are a multi-purpose caddy, and I like that it has those 2 different sizes of organizers, the handles, so you can easily bring them around with you, which is great for kids' crafts because I keep them put away so we can't access them at all times, just because my son isn't at an age yet that he should be using crayons or other tools unsupervised, but I can bring them out easily for him, put it on the table, and carry it right back to its spot. So this next one is a 4-parter. I recently revamped my travel toiletry organization system and got some new products to put my beauty products in when I travel that are mini. They are the perfect size, and I have a couple different containers depending on what your needs might be, what type of products you have, whether they're liquids, gels, or anything in between. So the first one is really cool. It is an organizer that has 4 in one. It has a nice top that comes on top of it, and it has 2 spray bottles and 2 pump bottles. So I have used them for my heat protectant spray, for my shampoo, my conditioner, and hairspray. So it has everything I need to wash my hair when I'm traveling. They do have different sets that have just 2 or different numbers as well as different colors. I kind of went for the white aesthetic. It also shows you on the side exactly how much is left, and the best part is that you can pull them apart and you can get each one individually if for some reason you want to do that, or if it's easier to refill that way, you can do that as well. But it's handy to have all 4 just organized together, and again, that top slips on top of all 4 of them. The next one I have is just for liquids. It is a cute little tiny bottle. I have setting spray in here right now. It could be great for hairspray or anything else like that. And then one that I've used for both liquids and creams is this Bubble Up pump bottle. I've used these for larger full-size products before and really enjoy when I don't have to stick my finger inside of a product. So all you do is press down here. In this case, moisturizer comes straight up. You swipe it and then you can wipe it on your face. Has a nice little top here. And then the last one is another one that I can pump from the top. And it is nice because it indicates how much is left in here, and then it pushes up as you go. So if you're running out of product, it will slowly move up and up and up. And in this one, I have some hair cream, some frizz cream, but again, put lots of different things in all of these and have poured all of my favorite beauty products into these containers to make them travel friendly. So this setup, I will be linking all of them in the description box. I have 2 things in my laundry room closet to share with you, kind of my linen closet here. Number 1 is these broom and mop organizers, they're called. You can find them on Amazon, and they are the best solution I found to hold up brooms, mops, anything with like a pole or anything like that that you need to hold up. I've tried hooks, all these different organizers, everything falls off the walls. These are nice because they don't damage your walls either if you do want to take them off and remove them. And all you have to do is just pop the little part out and then push something straight into it, and it stays there so incredibly well. I used to use them in my apartment when I lived in Denver. I've now started using them in my house. I use them up here, and I also use them downstairs because I have some more cleaning supplies in our front hall closet as well. So I have used them in multiple places, and I'm telling you, they're the best solution I've found. The other thing that I want to share in here is at the way top of the closet, and that is these sheet organizers that I just recently got. And I will say they are a little bit pricier. Typically when I think of Amazon organizing products, I do find that it's on the lower end in terms of how much things cost, but for some reason, all of these different organizers I found are quite pricey. I will say I feel like they're worth it. It's an investment, but I know it's gonna stick around in my house for a long time. I got a 4-pack, so I have one for kids sheets, I have one for miscellaneous pillowcases and shams, I have one for king sheets and one for queen sheets, and can store all of our extra sheets in one spot in the linen closet, and they look so nice and neat. And my favorite part about it is it's a nightmare for me to try and fold fitted sheets, and I hate the way that they look when I fold them, because if I put them out on an open shelf or anywhere else that you might see them, they just look like a mess no matter how hard I try to fold them all pretty. But if you're like me, can't quite master the fold of the fitted sheet, it doesn't matter, because when you put it into the organizer, all you do is close it up, you zip it, there's Velcro flaps, and then nobody can see it. You can only just see the beautiful organizer and then the label on the outside, and there's a little hole that you can see the color or what's in there as well. So these things, though expensive, I think are worth it. For my last product, we're in the garage, in the trunk of my car, because I wanted to share my trunk organizer that I have. This thing has been so great to mostly prevent groceries from flying around in my car. No more do I have broken eggs. I do grocery pickup quite often, so I can just tell people as they're loading my car to put it in the organizer back here, and have really, really appreciated not having things flying around. I can't tell you how many times before this I actually did have broken eggs, or things roll out of bags and have like a jar of marinara sauce lost in the back seat somewhere. So this has been very helpful. It does have several dividers in here that you can open and close and rearrange it the way you want to. Typically, I try and keep it pretty open and empty. I do have an umbrella in here right now. And another thing that I really like about it is it has so many pockets on the outside here. On this one side, there's 4, as well as the other long side, there's 4 more. And then on the more narrow side here, maybe the front side, it has a larger pocket here, a little bit deeper. I have a changing pad because we have a toddler and a baby on the way. And then when I open this one up, this is a Velcro pocket. I've been storing diapers in here, so we have like a little bit of an emergency kit for kids, but you can store whatever you want in there and really load up the sides and still don't take up the inside of it. So this has been a product I have absolutely loved and was really excited to share with you because it's another Amazon find. So that is it for today's video. Again, I would love to continue to film more of these. I can do a part 3 for Amazon. I think I'm gonna do a Target one maybe coming up in the near future because I've been seeing so many great new products there. If you have other favorite stores you'd like to know about where I can share more organizing favorites, I would love to explore some new places. I of course have some Container Store favorite videos, so I will link all of those in the description box. But I want to thank you so much for being here, and until next time, I will see you all later.